What's up, guys? JR Raymond back again, coming to you from MRB Classic Pro Shop. Today, we're going to take a look at that Warrant. You saw we talked about the layouts and whatnot. And I was originally going to go with that Halo layout, but we kind of made a little bit of a change. We went with 85 by 5 1/4 by 85. Try some taller numbers, see if we can't even make it a little bit cleaner and see if we can't smooth it out that much more. I know a lot of people want to see the big giant hooking stuff, but I like to be able to see bowling balls that I can manipulate, that I can change and do different things with my hand. So that's what I'm hoping to see out of this. So let's take it out on the lane and check it out. We've got a little bit of a used league pattern. It's not exactly fresh. It's not totally trash, but we should be able to see a pretty good ball reaction out of this thing. So let's get out there and check it out. Stay tuned. All right, so DV8 Warrant. So this is one of those balls that we've seen that it just seems to, it's tricky. It tricks you a little bit. Like you watch these first 3 or 4 shots and man, it just doesn't look very good. It looks like, wow, it's just smoothing out and almost backing up down lane. But once we got some shots on it and started to do some different things on the lane, it started to hook more and more and started to look better and better. So later on, I mean, again, you watch these first couple shots, especially these next 2, we're just kind of like, yikes, that doesn't look the greatest at all. You watch this one, almost looks like it just wiggles down lane and doesn't want to hook. So you can see right about there, it's just like, nope, I'm not going. And it just kind of wiggles in 2/8. So as we get going and we start going further left, you know, the ball starts to read the ball a little bit better, a little bit quicker, and then it gets a little bit sharper down lane. So I don't know if we just needed to get the cover off of it or get that, you know, original shine off of it from, you know, like that one looked, that one looked awful. When I threw this shot, I'm just like, oh man, what are we gonna do here? How's this ball going to look? This might be a dud. But I promise you, watch the rest of the video and you'll see how much better this ball actually gets. And it actually gets surprisingly better. Usually it takes, you know, 12 to 24 shots for these bowling balls for the ones that are like this, to get better. This one gets better and better each and every shot. So then this one, you can see, now that one starts to hook, and that one, it kind of surprised me. I'm like, okay, that one finally picked up the lane and did the right thing. Whereas on that spot before, it kind of just delayed and, you know, pushed down lane. Looked like it wiggled a little bit. But this one picked up the lane. So now off that, I'm like, okay, I can work with this. Let's see what we've got as we go left. So we start going left, and to my surprise, this ball, it did some amazing things. So like this shot here, this was the one right off of that shot that jerked. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to do now. And you watch that thing go through the pins. It's just amazing. Now, you know, most bowling balls that come out, you can get them to do that. But usually they do it out of box. So this one just took a few shots. So anybody that does get the DV8 fans, the DV8, you know, people who are real loyal to this brand, don't be shocked if this ball is a little bit slow. And what I mean by slow is just it hooks. It gives you the appearance that it's not hooking a lot. So give it some time. Give it a few shots. Let the lane burn it up a little bit. Let the lane put some track into it, I guess you'd say, and get the ball to start reading the lane a little bit better. But you'll notice these last, you know, half a dozen shots, as I go left, it looks great. It looks a whole lot better. Start to open our eye, or this one actually, the angle's closed. You can see it really pick up the middle of the lane really well right here. Doesn't go through the pins the greatest from right there, but it finds a way to strike. Still slaps the 10 out. There's one shot that was ridiculous here. I'm not sure which one it was, but one of these shots that I threw, it was one of the better ball motions that I've ever seen. This might be it. Yeah, you watch that thing, how high flush this thing finishes. It runs the 8-pin over. Like, that's incredible. That's crazy. So it went from, okay, I'm gonna look like I'm gonna puke the whole way down the lane, to all of a sudden now the thing wants to hook the entire lane. So I gotta be honest with you. If you do see a bowling ball I mean, I'll give you an example here. Another one that was like this was that Gravity Evolve by Storm. The first 10 shots I threw with that ball, boy, it looked awful. It looked just terrible. And then it got better and better and better as I threw it, got some shots on it. This is another one of those balls. But the way this thing goes through the pins now, it just picks up the lane. It's crazy. And you got to consider, with the layout being so weak as it is, the fact that it's able to do that is pretty crazy. That ball just completely jerked down lane. Now with the layout that it is, you know, with the big tall numbers and the 5.5 inch pin, at first I thought, okay, maybe I screwed this up because that smoothed the ball out too much. Now it's going to puke down lane, but it didn't. It definitely made a recovery off of those first few shots. So it's pretty crazy to see a ball that can get that far right, especially from the DV8 line. I don't know a lot about the DV8 line because I haven't drilled a ton of these bowling balls. So this one is actually impressive. I was a little worried to start, but this one was a little impressive that I was able to continue to go left and make the ball do what I wanted to do, and it would still go through the middle of the pins, middle of the deck. So that's what we're looking for. Is we're looking for that motion to where it gets down lane, and then it makes its arcing motion, not a jerk, but it makes an arcing motion and continues through the pins, almost like it continues to hook. Even though it's not hooking, you want it to be rolling through the pins, but you want it to be rolling at the right angle. So big angles, 6-7 degrees if you can, but anywhere between 3 to 6 is usually the sweet spot, what they say. But bigger the angle, rolling through the pins, better chances your strike percentage goes up. And then here we started to move back right, back to where it was blendy, and you can see it's not blending anymore. So now from that spot where it was like puke, real where that it laid off right there, now it's not doing that anymore. Now it's picking up and going through the pins. So it definitely tells me that this was one of those balls that needed a few shots on it before it actually could give you its true motion. So it looked really good down the road. And now when I move right, this layout and everything, it gets it through the front, and it makes it just kind of lay off in the back part of the lane here. And when I take my hand out of it and go straighter, it's just dead flush, perfect. So this is going to be one of those cool bowling balls where I'll be able to do that and get straighter with it, play that track area, and just jam it in there when I need to. Or those lower rev rate guys and gals who want to be able to play it that straight like that, this is going to be perfect for you. All right, so there we go. So we saw this, and I tricked you, didn't I? I made it look really bad to start. And then once we got the angles right, got our ball speed right, it actually looked really good. Started giving me the motion that I wanted to see. And that's a good sign that I'm able to make some changes to get it to do the right thing. If I was to make all those changes and it didn't do the right thing, or I couldn't get it to look okay or look good, then we'd have ourselves a situation of maybe we might have found a dud. But this is not a dud. This is a very good piece that will come into play when I need to get left and get slower, and I need something that's going to round it out a little bit more. Because even the Halos or the UFO, they're going to be a little bit stronger. They're not going to be quite as smooth and clean as what this was. You saw that this ball actually got better the further left I went and was able to get my hand really into the ball. Once I was able to really catch it and get my hand into it, this thing did everything that I wanted it to do. So I would be checking it out. Make sure to head over to BowlerX.com, get yours today. There's actually a link in the description where you can head over and get yours. But for now, that's pretty much all I got for this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. Take care.